Hey guys, so today's Monday, no news Monday, going to do a quick trade breakdown. Was taking 2 trades, so 1 break even, 1 winner. Actually did not really wanted to trade today, but actually just saw the possibility, was super patient today. That's what I liked, and I think definitely 2 valid trades. Yeah, just going to do a quick trade breakdown. Nothing really special today, I have to admit. Just yeah, really quick. So what do we have? Yeah, still have the accordance levels right here of the daily wick, also of the inversion fair gap, which we trade into. We are just trading near byte, and therefore also, as you can see right here, yesterday still respecting the upper quarter level. So therefore I think I will still leave it on, and still notice also notice the daily bias liquidity right here, kind of still equal highs. I think we are definitely going to run that, but right now it seems like we are having a more like higher time frame retracement, higher time frame resistance, consolidation before we can push higher, especially with keeping in mind that yeah, we have Wednesday CPI news, so definitely more slower today, expecting a inside day. And the hourly definitely is really important today. So as you know, on the higher time frame, we are definitely in bullish conditions. Right here we have our daily bias liquidity, and right here we are also in a market maker buy model, and still we have unfinished basically with the high right here. We are still unfinished with the market maker buy model. That's what I'm trying to say. And therefore I'm still looking for taking longs, and I'm just waiting for a liquidity sweep, and then basically a continuation trade to the upside. So now dropping to a 50-minute chart. So with that opening price right here, and already right here you can see we have a really kind of high resistance day today. I mean, AM did not really move much, and also right now just still trading within the accordance levels of the daily wick. But yeah, Asia traded slowly higher, also London, in that case also so far the high of the day for NQ. Maybe also mark this out right here. And then New York Open Kill Zone just traded lower, swept Asia lows, then 9:30 opened up, we swept also New York Open Kill Zone as liquidity, trade back also below the hourly low right there, so that's why I marked it out like this. That's definitely important liquidity to me, because it's kind of the low of this rally higher right here through the higher time frame with displacement, so that's why this is important to me. And yeah, so before we talk about the opening, just quick glance at regular trading hours. Actually today not really much to say about, so we have no Newton range gap today, so 11 handles, nothing to look at there. And I think as well, like on regular trading hours, definitely we do have this huge inefficiency down there, but we are still not looking for lower prices until yeah, basically the chart tells us that we are respecting bearish and not bullish. But as you see, with Thursday kept lower, and then we just rallied higher, completely disrespected the accordance levels, and basically indicating that we're definitely going to trade higher and not lower. For lower prices we would have needed to respect the lower or CE quadrant level and then follow the trend lower. Also something familiar or similar to Thursday we had also on Friday, opened up higher, then just trade lower. First of all, yeah, we definitely disrespected the quadrant levels right here, close below the upper quadrant level, also CE, but in that case we just trade back to the lower quadrant level, also back to the balanced price range right here, and then we trade higher, trade back to the upper quadrant level, and right here we respect it once again, and then we trade higher, take out AM session liquidity, and still yeah, continue our upwards upside trend. And yeah, therefore today I'm not really expecting much for the sell side. I don't really think that we are, so I could have seen a possibility that we take out PM session lows, but in that case yeah, we just want to trade aligned with the high time frame trend, and that's bullish. In that case we want to trade a at best a yeah, long setup, but yeah, you just have to adapt. So now let's drop to a 1 minute chart. So basically what we had is 9:30 opened up right here, trade higher, swept some sells liquidity and then buys liquidity, sorry guys, and then we completely dumped lower. Aggressive, swept new open kill zone, sells liquidity, traded into the higher time frame gap, into the lower quarter level, swept the hourly sells liquidity, and already from here we had lots of SMTs being in play. That's important to talk about. So on ES, the lowest low is formed at 9.29. This is correct. 28. So we already have SMT right there, and that's something to definitely be aware of, because for lower prices that's really difficult to see, because as you know, ES is trading at all-time highs. Therefore we have to be really cautious about that, and I will also show you ES in a second because that's also kind of important. But now let's talk about the opening. So we had SMT being in play, 930 trade lower. I'm not really looking for shorts in here, just waiting, being patient. And then I went long right here. I think it's not the best setup, I have to admit, but I think actually everything was aligned, and therefore I did not really saw what spoke against the setup. I definitely did not really like it, I have to admit, but I think there was not really anything against it. So we are trading aligning with the higher time frame trend. Regular trading hours in that case is not really saying much, but yeah, we just can leave it out. We scrapped every session, says liquidity. We have SMT being in play with ES as well, also with Asia lows. So higher time frame SMT, also lower time frame SMT being in play. We swapped hourly says liquidity trade to the higher time frame PD array. And then yeah, I just waited. I wanted to see that the lower time frame confirms basically that, and then we saw this CC right here. In that case, it's not, I don't know if it's valid because it's not the lowest low, but I still take it. If in a change in state of delivery, with also, I think it's valid because we took out the low right here. It's just not the lowest body, but yeah. Also 3 up close candles, that's what I wanted to see. We aggressively closed above the high time frame gap. To me that's enough. 944 as well, close to the 10 macro, which begins at 945. In that case I marked it out a bit differently, but can also do it like that. Went long right here, was aiming for basically higher prices, SIBI, the midnight opening price, and especially buys liquidity, so new open kill zone buys liquidity on ES. I will show you in a second. Got stopped right there, break even, and I'm completely content with that because I don't want to see that we take out the fair value gap, which formed basically by trading through the first fair value gap, first presented fair value gap. So that's a completely valid stop out. I also know why we trade lower. Once again, has to do something with ES, but yeah, we trade lower, and then I did not want you to take any trades in here because for me now we were trading a lot inside PD arrays, so inside or basically between the quadrant levels as well. Also right here in the hourly you can see that we still close below CE. That's kind of indicating bearishness. So therefore it was not really convinced by the trading conditions. I have to admit I wanted to see that we trade higher from here, but therefore I was really cautious if I'm going to allow for a second trade. Was not a loss, was break even still. And then I was just thinking, okay, I will look how 10 AM delivers, because right here I was asking myself, am I content with losing right here? And I was definitely not. So therefore I waited, and then I wanted to see how we react basically at or with the 10 AM opening price. 10 AM opened up right here, closed lower, but once we trade into the first fair gap, we trade higher, close above the high time frame gap right here, also above 830 opening price, trade lower, and now you can see the body is completely respecting not only the 10 AM opening price, but also the wick trading back to the CE level of the first fair gap, but still we are basically closing above the 10 AM opening price or right at it. And that's what I want to see for a continuation. So therefore I entered right here long, 3 contracts, and that's what I wanted to see, because with that I can have a relatively tight stop, because now I want to see that we enter basically low resistance, because we consolidated so long, and now it's definitely the right time to trade higher, especially also once again with regarding ES. What I was aiming for is the SIBI right here, also the midnight opening price, once again also buy liquidity on ES. Took my first partial right here inside the SIBI, also my second partial because I just was not really aiming for much today. I did not really expect a expansion on the higher time frame on the daily chart. I was expecting an inside day, therefore I'm taking the low-hanging fruits. And once the ES took out the new open kill zone by liquidity and also London highs, I trailed my stop really tight and eventually basically got out at the midnight opening price. For me, a perfect target. Definitely would have liked to see that we sweep also the new open kill zone by liquidity on the NQ, but I mean, it is what it is. Really, still clean trading day. What I also want to talk about is for a no news Monday, or basically for a day where we have really high resistance and choppy price action within AM. You can sometimes look for the lunch window. So as you can see right here with lunch, we actually entered low resistance. So and that's already, or you can already tell that by just looking at the bodies. We have basically really huge bodies and small wicks, and right here we have really long wicks and compressed price action. But yeah, not really a setup I would trade in here, but just to be aware of that. So now just quick glance at ES, why this was so important today. So what we have is basically London highs, new open kill zone highs, and also Asia lows right here. So we have higher time from SMT. We have also obvious SMT right here because we did not take out the low right here. I just will mark it out like this. Maybe it's not completely correct, but I think would be something like this. With SMT being in play, and why maybe this first trade failed is just, as you look right here, we have so much trade stops right here. So that's really clean engineered sales liquidity, and therefore this kind of was also indicating that we're going to see once more a quick move to the downside, taking out the stops right here, and then we are allowed to trade higher. So ES was definitely cleaner today. It's just due to the fact also that on ES we have so bullish conditions, trading at all-time highs and just they're trading higher, and therefore this was also kind of indicating that I want to see also higher prices on NQ, because right here we are still way closer to the session buys liquidity as well, and therefore today I was really trading much based on ES. It's not always like that, but it's definitely something to be aware of. And yeah, that was 952. So back to NQ, that was basically right here where we trade lower, took out the low right here, and that's why to me taking a second trade is also valid, because it's just based on ES where we had a really clean manipulation wick, a clean short-term run stops, and therefore really clean 10 AM key open continuation trade aligning with the higher time frame trend. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something new, and safe trading.